Well, hello, Sin Fam! Welcome to the channel. My name is Cyanide, and if you're new to the channel, I just want to give you an extra special welcome. I want you to know that I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. But before any of you watch this video, please, you need to go and smash the crap out of the like button, subscribe to this channel, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Why? Because you might wake up tomorrow morning and find your bed floating out in the middle of the ocean and find this sitting right next to you. No, you really don't want that, do you? Oh wait, go click that for me, will you? All right, no, I knew you had some common sense. Anyway, today's video, we're continuing with our Final Fantasy XIV guides. We're going to be talking all about retainers. So, I'm here in Ul'dah. Every city has a location like this. If you haven't noticed, it's basically the place where every market boards are, like the big gathering hub, and where all the lines of merchants are. So, well, you may ask what I'm doing here. Well, today we're going to discuss the lack of banking and what you can do. There's a reason for that, okay? Now, what you'll notice is you have one inventory, and you don't have to buy bags in this game like you do in many other MMOs. Okay, that means you have 140 slots. What? You say you have a chocobo? Ha! Well, you know what that means. You guys actually have like 210 slots because you have a chocobo saddlebag. Now these both act as bags for you. Your individual bags can be pulled up in, during combat. Your chocobo saddlebag cannot, however. But it's a good place to store things that you don't need all the time, and you can pull them in and out. I store my materia there. I need more space, but that's neither here nor there. But this gives you 210 slots. You're like, well, that doesn't seem like a lot. Isn't there a bank? No, this is no bank here. This is Eorzea, all right? But what you do have is what we call retainers. It's like a personal bank. Now, what you'll do is you're going to work your way down the street, whether it's in Gridania, Ul'dah, or Limosa, and you're looking for this little icon here. If you're looking on the map, it's the retainer vocate, okay? When you head over to the retainer vocate, and I can't do it here because I already have two. I have my max currently. But you can essentially gain retainers. Now, how much does this cost, you might ask? It costs you nothing, so there's no reason not to do it. There is a quest to unlock it, but it's very short, and it's extremely useful. When you purchase them, they're free. They're free. You don't have to pay anything. You get to select what they look like. You have to select the clothes that they get to wear, and you have to give them a name, like a unique name that nobody else in the server, no characters, no other, retainers have. Okay. But the good thing about them is that they give you extra storage space. They allow you to sell things, and they can even go on little missions for you and help you with their crafting or gaining of money. We're going to go over that right now. So the first thing you're going to do, you go over to your summoning bell. These are always saying next to the retainer vocate. There's usually one over by where the market boards are as well, simply because that's where you post stuff on the market board at. And you'll find them at various cities and other places as well. My Free Company has one in the main hall. You can also buy them and put them in your private rooms. Your in-room has one as well. But your in-room is not customizable. That's the reason why I suggest people get their own housing or become part of an FC and at least get their own room. So, you're going to click on the summoning bell. Let me get a better viewpoint for you guys. I'm going to go over here. When you get a summoning bell, it'll show you which retainers you have, including their name. I'm going to click on the one that just came back so I can show you there's multiple things. Currently, Mine is wearing some of my hand-me-downs from raiding gear, except for the legs and boots, of course. But you'll be faced with this little menu right here. The top one, entrust or withdraw items. That is essentially your own private bank. All right. As you can see, mine's full of shit. And what you'll do is just put stuff in here. None of this gets put on the market board. All of this stuff is just yours. In fact, I can sort through this later. I think I can free up some space because I figured out some other stuff. But that's another video. But what you can do is this gives you another 300 slots. Now this doesn't go with you. You'll have to go, but it's essentially a 300 slot storage space to put things that you know you're not going to use all the time in the field, right? Or things that you want to collect that don't have their own separate containers. You know, things like that, right? So it's a good place to store stuff. You can even store crafting, you know, your crafting shards and crystals and clusters, right? You'll end up using these for crafting. So, you know, it helps to have some in storage, though I don't even know if there's a limit to how many you can store because I'm already hitting like 5,000 here. Like, I don't think I'm going to run out anytime soon. Anyway, now, this entrust and withdraw guild is extremely important. When you sell stuff on the market, this is where the money will go. It does not go directly to your character. It goes to your retainer because your retainer is the one putting it on the market for you. That's, you know how in WoW there's a percent charge for putting stuff on the market? Well, in this one, your retainer takes like a small fee. That's basically how it goes. That's how they justify it in the story for that same mechanic. But they'll store the guild for you. And what you'll do is you'll end up withdrawing it from your retainer, and that's how you get access to the money from things that you've sold. Now this is an extremely important button. Sell items in your inventory on the market. Now, you'll notice this 20. Each retainer can only sell 20 items. Now that doesn't necessarily mean individual items. It means stacks. So like, if you have a chest piece, you can only have one chest piece in a stack. So that considers one stack, of course. But if you have things like these bear skins right here, right? I can sell all 5. That's considered one stack, like one item. All right. Just keep that in mind. Now, when you put them in here, and I'm not going to sell these, trust me, I need these. But what you will notice is you're like, well, I don't know what to sell this for. And here's it's a 5% charge. You're like, I don't know what to sell this for. Well, I'm glad you asked. Right up here in the right hand corner, right next to compare prices, is the compare prices button. The moment you click that, it pulls up all the listings for prices that are on the market board currently, so you can see what is a viable price to sell your items for. This is a lot easier than having to run over to market board, check to see what thing's selling for, run back all the way over here. Like, just press the compare prices button. I promise you'll save yourself a ton of time. They will even sell things when they're out on adventures, and they'll even sell things when you're offline. So you don't have to worry about them being pulled off the market when you're not on or anything like that. They're there to sell them when you're not there. You can also sell stuff from their inventory, so everything that's in here will be protected until you decide to go and sell it yourself. So you have to manually do it, in which case it'll be removed from your retainer's bags and put into the market bag. Okay, that's what I call that, is the market bag. Also, you can notice there's a sales history. You can see how much things sold for. I'm not sure how many, like what the maximum number of inputs there are. I'm pretty sure I have not reached it, but the one thing you'll notice is that this lets you check to see how your sales have done in the past, It gives you the time and the date that it sold, so you get a rough estimate of how long ago that was. So it's good information to help you sell. Now, you can assign your retainer a class. That'll dictate which kind of ventures they can go on. Your retainer can only be one of the jobs that you currently have. So if you haven't started one, it can't have one. And there's a few exceptions of ones that may not show up when you go to assign them a class or assign them a job. But they can only be a job that you have, and they'll never be higher level than your current level at that job. So, because it's almost like you're the one teaching them that job, so they return back to you for you to teach them, which you don't really do anything, but that's essentially the lore behind it. Now, what ventures are is like I set mine on in a level 80's field exploration, right? Now, I got some materials, some sea swallow skins, and you'll notice that if you send them out on mining missions as a miner, they'll come back with metals and ores. If you send them out on just like normal ventures as a combat class, they'll come back with like skins or dragon's blood, or things like that, things that come from animals that you farm. But when you send them on field exploration, they'll come back with something like that, right? Like something that comes from their field of expertise. But this is what you really want. These, now you'll start with the lower value ones, but when you get the max level, they'll bring back 7 to 8 of these every single day that they're, when you send them on an adventure, because it takes 24 hours when they run a venture. So they'll bring back 7 to 8 of these every day. And the only thing these are used for, the elegant pieces, is to sell and get you gil. Now there's ways you can sell them, places you can sell them to make more money off of them than just the 500 as an example. That these say, we'll get into that in another video. But I want to send them back out again because that's what I want to do. Now this requires the average item level 400, which is why she has the equipment that she has. And it costs 2 ventures, right? I've got 13 on me. Now, ventures are things you can get when you do some fates. There's some things you can do, like some of the things in your challenge log will give you some. Can't remember which category they're under, but some of them will give you ventures. There's some achievements that'll give you ventures. But you can also purchase them, I believe, from certain beast tribes, and I think from your grand companies as well. I believe you can get them from grand companies, but they cost you grand company marks, which you need to grind fates for, things like that. So, as you can see, there's the assign a retainer job. That's where you assign them a new job. My venture, as you can see, is already in progress. Now, when you have to give them equipment, this is a must. You want to give your retainer the equipment needed for the job. Now, I'm still going to give her higher level stuff in a little bit because I want to see if there's anything higher than 80. And I haven't really given her the rest of my raid equipment, and I really should. But that's essentially something. I mean, that's something that's important when it comes to making sure that they're capable of doing the jobs that you send them on. So to balance that as well. But that's everything that a retainer can do, and as you can see, they're truly important and integral to your experience in game. They basically are your bank. They are your market board. It allows you to sell things that you get out in the field, things like that. And they can even help, like I said, like you saw, they can help you out with gold farming. They can help you out with a multitude of things. So don't neglect getting them, and don't neglect, making sure they're leveled up. Although your primary class, your first level 80 character is the most important aspect of the game, but don't neglect it completely, because they can be quite helpful when it comes to ensuring that you have the money for the things that you need. So, if this video was helpful in explaining to you how retainers are used, purchased, and what they can do for you, then please smash the living shit out of that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends so that maybe I can help them out. Also, make sure that you scroll on down into the description and click that Twitch link. That'll lead you to my Twitch channel, because I stream on there every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, going on until midnight Eastern Time. And I'd love to have you over there. Have a little bit of chat. I play some Hunt Showdown currently, along with some Final Fantasy 14 every night. I also would be open to doing viewer's choice, letting you guys pick whatever you want me to do. Even having some polls and giving you guys some options. So, but first, the first order of business is to head over there and follow me over there. And also, I just want to remind you guys that gaming is the great unifier. People don't care what religion you are, political makeup, or any of that when you're playing a game, because all that matters is the game. That's why we try to keep it exactly the way that it is. And that's why gamers can and should be unifiers. Live your best game, and I want you to have an outstanding afternoon. I'll see you in the next one.